Welcome into the Suffolk Sports Report NBA Trade Deadline Special. I'm Jacob Tobey.
And I'm Laney Johnson. We're starting with the craziest news of the day. The Cavs pulled an unprecedented mid-season rebuild. Our first guest is Sylver from 98.5 The Sports Hub. What do we think about this?
Well, the Blake Griffin trade last week was certainly a shock to the NBA community. Kind of felt like teams were going to be pulling back and just looking to add pieces. Then, of course, the actual deadline comes around and we get a slew of deals by Cleveland. They've clearly chosen to go in another direction, throwing out those old, spare, broken down parts, getting some new blood in there.
Their average age this year was 30 years old as compared to Boston was 24 years old.
Right.
They've brought that average down quite a bit with these trades.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about Isaiah Thomas because I believe he became the scapegoat of all this. I mean, he comes from Boston to Cleveland because of the injury and all that other stuff that happened.
And then he tried to scapegoat Kevin Love.
Yeah, it just never worked out. He was playing really bad. And of course, the second he comes back, the Cavaliers go on a downward spiral, and then he goes off to LA. I mean, that's crazy for him, and I know it's the business, but that's just
And his
insane.
birthday was yesterday.
His birthday was yesterday, man.
Things always seem to happen to Isaiah Thomas at the most inopportune times. And, you know, as Boston sports fans, we certainly have a very unique relationship with that guy. He's played in a lot of markets now. This is his fifth NBA team. Hasn't really gotten the chance to shine like he has in Boston. So NBA fans may look at it and be like, what's the deal with this guy? Is he a problem? Is he? Well, he's the kind of guy who thrives when the system is built around him. Brad Stevens really did a great job with Isaiah Thomas. He gave us some great memories here. Didn't work in Cleveland. I hope he can rebuild his career, but unfortunately, a lot of the goodwill that he built up here is kind of depreciated a bit.
And can he rebuild his career? Is LA the spot for him?
I don't think so. I mean, this is a guy who's a free agent coming up in a couple of months here, and he's going to be looking for some sort of deal. I don't know what sort of terms he's going to get. He wanted the Brinks truck. He might get something like a U-Haul. I'm not really sure.
And LeBron James, did he orchestrate this whole thing?
Well, I mean, I think the Cavs are doing everything they can to
Best
keep
GM in
LeBron
history?
James.
Best GM in history. I mean, he's definitely an assistant GM.
I think the Cavs are doing everything.
And a coach.
Yeah.
He's everything.
Who's Ty Lue?
I mean, that's a guy who he wants things the way that he wants things. And I would say certainly if the Lakers are going to pursue LeBron James in the offseason, they better get Isaiah Thomas out of town because, you know, he's not the kind of guy they're going to fly out to recruit LeBron James to get him into Hollywood.
I don't know. He was at his New Year's Eve party. They looked like they were having a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, but, you know, just because you're friends with somebody means that it doesn't mean that you can necessarily be on the court with them.
Yeah, it's
So
true.
Isaiah goes, then they do a separate three-team deal. They ship out Jay Crowder. They ship out Iman Shumpert. They bring in George Hill and Rodney Hood.
Such an upgrade.
It is such an upgrade. What can those guys do for the Cleveland Cavaliers moving forward?
Well, I just want to talk about Jay Crowder's value.
That too. Send out Jay.
He is going to be great in Salt Lake City. Just I'll say that. They love players with this sort of grit. But as far as the Cavs on this end, I'm not the hugest George Hill fan. I do like Hood. Hood, the younger of the two players. But they're going to help them a little bit defensively. They're going to help them certainly with their spacing, which was an issue. I mean, Dwayne Wade couldn't shoot threes for them. You had to bring in broken down guys like Channing Frye or Kyle Korver to shoot threes for you. Now you have guys who can both defend and shoot. Play some major minutes for you if you need.
And you mentioned Dwayne Wade. He's out too.
Yeah, he's gone too.
In Miami.
Service.
That
He's going
friendship really.
back to Miami.
Yeah.
Gabby Union must be so happy.
She is. She already tweeted.
Was that a little, wink, wink, nudge, nod? We'll send you back to your home. Just it's not working out.
I think so. I think they were doing him a favor. They were like, hey, it's not working out here. You know it's not working out. We know it's not working out. Where do you want to go? We'll try to get you to Miami.
So Bron's best friend just gone like that. But
Bron will be back in Miami, like, partying with him. It's not like they won't see each other ever again.
So the chemistry, how long will that take to build? Because you have guys like Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance Jr. coming in, George Hill, all these guys, especially George Hill. I mean, George Hill will probably be the starting point guard on this team. Mm-hmm. How can he orchestrate the chemistry, running the ball with LeBron James?
Well, George Hill's kind of been like an off-ball point guard in a lot of situations in his career. He's never been really high on the assists, and even just his usage and the amount of time that he holds on to it. It's LeBron's team. LeBron's going to be the point forward, like he's been in a lot of different cases in his career. As far as the new guys, I mean, LeBron James showed last night that he will go to any lengths to win. He went and skied and blocked Jimmy Butler's shot, and then he got the winning basket against the T-Wolves. I don't know if this is necessarily on Ty Lue. It's about LeBron readying the charges, getting everybody together, getting them focused on winning into April, May, and June.
I mean, last night, LeBron James took it to another. I believe that is the starting point for their new season, right? So LeBron James blocks at the end of the game that massive block,
amazing
right?
block.
They go. He hits the game-winning shot as you're watching right there.
Yeah.
That's vintage LeBron James. So he does that last night. They trade for a whole slew of guys today. it's going to restart their season. I, for one, believe before this trade deadline that they would be in the NBA Finals anyway because LeBron's too good. This, I think, assures that, for me personally.
Well, I mean, I believe that, but as we've seen throughout the first half of this Cavs season, LeBron James is not the easiest. I know, but LeBron James is not the easiest player to play with, and they brought in a ton of new guys in the offseason. Granted, they were obviously the wrong choices to bring in, right? They were all like 100 years old. They were collecting like AARP, like Social Security, but it was. You saw the chemistry just wasn't there, and so now they're trading off all their pieces and bringing in all these new pieces. And like, have these people ever met before? Like, it seems like it's quite a motley crew of these people that they're bringing in together. And NBA chemistry is arguably the most important thing in the NBA. I mean, granted, you have the best player in the world,
but it wasn't working before with the best player in the world, so that's why they probably.
I mean, I think it's an upgrade. I think they definitely get better, but.
These are guys, I think, who have an array of talents that, in my past conversations with people on the Hub or in other places, we kind of talked about the Cavs as they were previously constituted as a bunch of guys who have one specific skill. At least the guys you bring in, like a Clarkson or a Rodney Hood, they can do multiple things. So the fit is going to be important. I don't want to discount, Ty Lue's basketball IQ, his value as an assistant coach, the fact that he has won an NBA title. But, I don't really know how much of an in-game strategist he is, and that was something that was criticized by Isaiah, and, that they don't actually make in-game adjustments. So, see ya.
Allen Iverson did step over him that one time.
He did. So I don't know how much this is going to be Ty Lue's thing, but I'd like to think that with the talent that they have there, they can pull this together quickly. As a Celtics fan, I hope that they don't.
Same.
All right, that's Sean Sylver. Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.